I was like so happy to report like this is my first weekend out without having a panic attack. But then I got actually attacked physically. As you can see, I have a welt right here and a little welt right here. But two black women in their 40s decided to attack me as I was leaving the establishment.
Notice every time a black woman goes viral for something that she did against a black man, it's always a black woman who retaliates. Gives you something to think about, don't it? Let's get to the next clip.
How hard they went against you, a black person. They went so hard against you, a black person. And let's say, hypothetically speaking, you know what I'm saying, whatever they feel, let's say whatever, everything was lied. It's crazy to me how they would go so hard against a black person that they think is a scammer. But you have these white police officers who unalived black children and made $1 million and had a GoFundMe. And they did not bring that energy to these people that hate us. And that's what really upsets me about my people. And I tell this to every single person that has an issue with you, that try to get you shut down. I'm like, how dare y'all come at this black woman and y'all don't even have the facts?
Because she lied. She got caught in her own lie. That's why people want to cancel her, is because it found out that she been doing all of this specifically for attention. Don't you get it? That's what the big thing is about. You're saying, how come these men are doing this? Why are you taking it back to police brutality whenever it comes to the brick lady? You can't bring up police brutality in a situation that she was clout chasing in, making the world feel sorry for her. And then there's a whole bunch of women online who's doing nothing with their life. They're just championing it like it's a real story. No, this was a money grab. The same way Cheesecake Factory was a money grab. The same way Joe and his wife with the OnlyFans, that's a money grab. Everybody is doing money grabs now, creating fake scenarios, and the ones sitting at home doing nothing are reacting to it like as if it's real life. Everyone wants her canceled because she lied. Not because she wasn't protected by black men, because she's gonna state later that she had males that were willing to protect her, but she didn't want to call them up because she had a point that she has to prove. Where do we go, and when do you stop trying to prove a point?
Bro, I got men in my life that were willing to fight for me, but the thing is, I would never put them in that position.
So she has men in her family who she can call up to protect her, but she wouldn't put them in that situation because she doesn't want them to be harmed. And at the same time, she wants random men who she doesn't even know step in and protect her when she out here starting shit with other people.
All misogynistic men, they all have the same rhetoric, they all have the same rules, they're all the same, they're like the same people. So it's so funny, like when you meet a misogynist man, he will literally tell you, don't talk to no other man when you're with me. Because, and then the reason why they'll say, and when you say why, we know it's a lot of it is part of possession. But when you ask why, they say, because if you talk to a man, you're opening up a conversation and he can harm you. And then I have to step in. So they know that men will beat you up for no reason for just talking to them. They say that to us all the time.
Let's stop the cap. Let's just stop the cap. This man versus woman situation is going too far. Women deal with more guys that want to love them than guys that want to harm them. But when you start bringing up the man versus women, everyone has to make the opposite look worse.
Huh? No, what did you do? But I literally have been out with men so many times where another man says something to me and I say, oh, can you do that? And they're like, don't talk to him. I'm like, why? You're opening it up for violence. I don't want to have to fight today. I'm like, I didn't say anything to him. So why would he beat me up? Because y'all know niggas beat girls up just because their feelings are hurt. Y'all.
Now, she's going back to some TikTok videos where it's showing guys lashing out whenever they get rejected. But for the most part, most guys are not doing that. And if you're out with a man who is scared of confrontation, you're dealing with a beta male. Most guys are not going to say, hey, stop talking to him because I don't want to fight. You got to look at the vibe that you're giving off. Why is he saying stop talking to that dude? Are you flirting with that dude? Are you allowing that guy to flirt with you? That's what he's talking about. If you're just having regular excuse me this or excuse me that, and he says, hey, don't talk to another guy, or yes, that's insecurity. I can give you that. But it sounds like you got to check yourself as to why you're in another man's face when you're with a guy.
Know it, cause when y'all with a woman, y'all don't even want her talking to another man because y'all so scared that y'all gonna have to step up.
And they told on themselves when this happened too. They was like, what y'all want us to do? You get out here and die? And then
are we supposed to protect y'all? What? I know we
don't
protect
wear that
everybody, but we
I got a baby daddy that.
Look at all these women online sitting here complaining about men. This is what it is, guys. Women are online complaining about men in their small little groups, just like men are online complaining about women in their small little groups. The argument is not going anywhere. So you have to realize that when women get together, men, you must realize they have the power in society right now. The only way to take back the power is to not give it to them. In other words, as long as OnlyFans is running, long as they can keep playing victim, and long as these women keep grouping together, they're going further. But they're also just prolonging the situation. When it's all said and done, and I'm gonna say it like I always say it, black men and black women, you guys have to find a way to get together, because you're forming these little cult groups that are doing nothing but destroying the community even worse than what it already is. Let's get back to it.
Will fight for me. If I call him right now and say some man's bothering me, he's from Philly. He just wanna fight. Sometimes I feel like, okay? And I got two brothers that are 6'6", and I got one that thinks, and I have a younger brother who thinks that he's a crib. Sad. But my whole thing is like, I got men in my life that were willing to fight for me. But the thing is, I would never put them in that position. I have never called my baby daddy and said, come and help me, even though I know he would come running. I have never called my brothers and done that, because I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in bringing a black man in my life to come fight some dusty dude.
So you'd rather come online, cry, scream, and rant about something happening to you just to turn out and all of it be fake. That's what happened with the Brick story. It turned out she just had an allergic reaction. No man even did anything to her. Why didn't you call these guys that so-called care about you? That's what you're supposed to call them for. You're not supposed to allow yourself to just get hurt and get harmed and then come online and say, hey, all these men, they just treat us like this. They don't like us. No, you have men around you to protect you. How could you say all men when you have men there to protect you, but you didn't call them? You know why? You wanted the drama. You wanted the storyline. You wanted the attention. This is what people are doing now, creating their own themes of drama and storylines like they're trying to write a book after, and men are just getting caught up in women themes. The same time that men are trying to correct women, what you're not understanding is they're still setting it up to be argumentative because they love the drama. When men start complaining, you're only showing them that you're not going to do anything about it. So if you look at women, they're only going to get...
And what's crazy is the same dudes who are scared are the ones who want to be leaders. Like, how you the leader and you can't even step in and say, dude, calm down. I'm not going to let you hit this woman with a brick. Or pull out your goddamn phone and say, I'm recording you, bro. You're not going to hit her with a brick. That was...
Like, come on, the Brick stories already came to light. She had an allergic reaction. Nobody did anything.
So many things they could have done other than get killed or fight.
They could have just blocked the car.
The key word is wannabe. Shay, I'm sorry, you haven't gotten to talk. Go ahead, girl.
It's okay. Like y'all said, like, these are the same men who will expect for you to be a perfect victim, even though that does not exist. There's nobody. And like Rose said, she has degrees. She has had good jobs.
All misogynistic men, they all have the same rhetoric, they all have the same rules, they all...
The moral of the story here, when it's all said and done, there's a big divide between men and women, that both men and women are just stuck at pointing out each other's flaws because no one wants to be accountable. Where do we go from here? Where do we go when men and women stop liking each other, kids are not being born, relationships are not being formed? What's next? It's just the end of civilization. That's what's going to happen when men and women stop reproducing. But when it's all said and done, it's pretty much just one community that's doing all the yapping, that's doing all the talking. When you stop and look at other communities, they're still having babies by 5 or 6 or 7. They're still having a lot of kids. You have one community that is having a lot of kids, but they're just producing people that's producing all the crime.